we do appreciate, people pulling for us, and I do too. But at some point, I hope it's flipped and they're telling us, not to win anymore. So that's our goal.
The foot, when can you resume football activities, put pressure on it the whole nine?
From surgery, it's about a 3 to 4 week in terms of when I can start really running and moving around on it. So I think we're just over a week out, week and a day. So it feels like it was an eternity ago. I'll tell you that.
And then as far as just the other stuff you had, at least the other injury designations that you had, the knee, the finger, how have those progressed?
Good. I mean, when did I have my surgery? Was it 2 weeks or last week? When did Joe get announced?
Joe got announced last week, right? I'm going to be honest, it's been a blur for me too. I'm in the middle of award season in addition to Super Bowl and ad meter coverage, so it's been tough for me to keep up with everything. Joe got announced last week though.
All right, so then,
yes.
We're just over a week. I kid you not, it feels like I had surgery a month ago. So it's been a whirlwind absence after the season. So it's I'm a little bit lost right now, but it's all good.
All right, you obviously closed down Highmark Stadium. Are you taking any mementos from the stadium with you for your house or for anything else?
Not that I know of. I know that we have opportunities as players to buy some of the seats. I wouldn't mind having 1 or 2 of those in there. I think that'd be pretty cool. Maybe find some number 17 seats or something. I don't know. I think that'd be a cool little memento to have. But I really haven't put much thought process into it.
You have a lot of change coming up. New head coach, even though you're obviously familiar with him. New stadium. You mentioned the child on the way as well, and congratulations to you and Hailee with that. I see in a lot of the post-game speeches afterwards, when you kind of go in there and huddle everybody up, you remind people, especially after wins, not too high, not too low. Let's stay right here in the middle. What's keeping you in the middle throughout all of this?
I say my wife for sure. My wife and my family. As bad as I felt after that game, and as bad as I still do feel about that game, I get to be someone else this offseason that's a dad. So I'm very much looking forward to that. That's been keeping me in the middle, and just knowing that, we it's the beauty of football. We like to say there's always next week, but in this case, we got next year. So we're going to keep working hard and doing everything that we can to try to put ourselves in a good position to give ourselves a chance again.
Stefon Diggs made some headlines during media night here this week with the Super Bowl, talking about you, calling you a Hall of Fame quarterback, saying how much love he still has for you and the team and the city, despite the way that things ended. Did you hear those comments? What are your thoughts about them?
I was just actually told about them about 20 minutes ago. I'm off of all social media. But I really do appreciate him for obviously saying kind words, and I've got nothing but love and respect for Stefon Diggs. He helped me become such a better football player when he was here. The way that he worked, obviously his game speaks for itself. The plays that he's able to make, the hands catch, the toe taps, you name it. He's the ultimate wide receiver, and I cherished every second that we were on the field together. Again, nothing but love and respect for 14.
Let's talk about some of your current wide receivers. It's Khalil Shakir's birthday. Have you texted him, Josh?
I did not. No, I'm on the West Coast, so it's still, I guess it's now a little bit later, but I should probably call him. I think he's on the golf course right now, so I'll give him a couple more hours and I'll give him a call.
Love that. Keon Coleman, what conversations have you had with him over the past week, if any?
Again, just staying in it and telling him that I love him, and we're going to keep working hard.
Will you try to link up with any of these guys here? Again, I know it's a different offseason for you. You're coming off the surgery. You got the baby on the way. Will you try to link up with any of these guys at any point to either chat, get some extra work in, anything else?
Absolutely. Once my foot gets healed up and ready to roll there, that's probably when I'll get back to it.
Another question. When you came into this year, not to bring up a different brand, obviously you had the new deal with New Balance. After you suffered the foot injury, did you chat with them about anything they could do to maybe help alleviate some of the pain that you were going through here week in and week out?
Yeah, actually early on in the year, we did some modifications to a shoe to help alleviate it. So when I was playing and when I was in their cleats, obviously I felt no pain. So I think that's kind of what it comes down to. And then you wake up on Tuesday and you're like, it's still that pain's still there a little bit, but it had nothing to do with the shoe. It was yeah, I'm very fortunate to be with New Balance because of how much they worked in terms of changing the shoe for me. And very much looking forward to our relationship moving forward as well.
Real quick, I don't know if you misspoke. Did you suffer something that happened with the foot early in the season and then it didn't break until the bone until
No,
week 16?
In Cleveland.
Right.
After Cleveland, yes, that's when we kind of got together and started. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Are you a hot or cold sleeper since we're talking about sleep here?
I sleep hot, but I like being cold. If that makes sense.
No, it doesn't.
Like,
I can't
because
follow
I'm a
that one.
hot sleeper, I like light sheets.
Okay.
After I take my Natrol, obviously I have to get real cold to fall. Like, it helps me. I love being cold. And that's, I think, one of the key things to sleeping is there's got to be, quiet and cold too.
I don't know if you realize this. You got a shout out in the newest edition of Bow Society for the one of the Christmas gifts you gave Hailee, the pajamas. And watching her do all of this with Bow Society has been really interesting because obviously we know her as an actress, as a music artist, but she's really found this new passion and cultivated this new community. I know you spoke a little bit about it earlier. How, if at all, has it affected you as you do something like this where you're acting in a commercial and maybe you're thinking about other things outside of football?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's so cool to watch her work. She's so passionate about it. She puts so much time and effort into Bow Society, her and her team. They got some good stuff coming up too. I'm very, very happy for her, but for the team as well. But I'm so proud of what she's doing. This is something it's taken a long time for her to kind of come up with this idea, and she just wanted a space where she can, like I said, take control of it herself instead of it being on a. Again, I can let her tell the story better than I can, but just finding a way to connect with fans in a more natural way for her, and it's really cool to watch. I think it's a special thing that she's doing, and it's going to continue to grow.
One of my best friends from growing up in Niagara Falls, New York, is John Polka, Big John, who, of course, we saw him on Hard Knocks with you and Mr. Pagula as you got the tour of the new Highmark Stadium. What are you most looking forward to with the new stadium open up next year?
I'm looking forward to a windy day and stepping into that stadium and not feeling much. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
Have any other impact as far as like with the locker room, the training facilities, anything there?
Yeah, I mean, from the layout of it, it looks spectacular. Obviously, they haven't brought in all the finished product and the lockers and this and that, or at least I haven't been in there since they've done that. That, and then on top of everything, grass. So that's huge for players. We really appreciate ownership for putting grass in our stadium. I think it makes a huge difference in terms of injury prevention. And I've got, I know there was like that joke made early on in my career with Barstool or pardon my take, saying I look good in shorts, but I've got some serious turf burns now that may change their mind. So as long as we're on grass, we're good.
That's hilarious. Brandon Beane gave you a big compliment throughout the head coaching interview process and you being in on those interviews. Were you also, have you been in on some of the coaching interviews when it comes to the offensive side now with head coach Brady or no?
I mean, I've had conversations with him about it. But again, my job is to be the quarterback of the Buffalo Bills. So I really appreciate and respect Brandon Beane and Mr. Pagula for allowing me to be in those meetings and kind of bring a player perspective and ask them those questions from a player's point of view, and maybe give them an idea of, the pulse of the locker room of how certain coaches would fit. But ultimately, the plan that Joe had was the plan that they liked the most. That's obviously why he's our head coach. So, trust him and love what Joe's doing. The two the offensive and defensive coordinator hires have been fantastic, and just very much looking forward to the future with our new staff.
Certainly, I know this as a Bills fan. I remember the overtime rule changing after the 2022 divisional game. I've now seen this year on the broadcast the virtual measurements, and I think those certainly came after last year's AFC Championship game when we all thought that you made the line to gain. Are you expecting the competition committee to address what is and isn't a catch this offseason?
I mean, I kind of hope not. I don't know. It doesn't. I mean, this kind of goes back to the whole Des caught it thing, right? And it's just, I think the best way to make sure that it's a catch is, again, give him a better ball where he can go track it better. And, as long as the receiver has the ball, again, there's so many different layers to it, but I don't know. That's a good question. I'm not the one to answer that one.
Let's end on this. I mentioned I cover entertainment mostly, and when I'm talking with other actors and actresses and music artists and making small talk, I'll let them know I'm from Western New York and I'm a diehard Bills fan. And it doesn't matter where they're from. Immediately, it's I'm rooting for the Bills. I love Josh Allen. Even the one actor who was in All Her Fault, who you were in a Pepsi commercial with, he's from New England. He was even going on and on to me about what a great guy you are. For me, even as a fan, like, it's great that everybody, roots for Buffalo and finds you so easy to root for, but it's tough kind of like they keep saying, you're going to get there, you're going to get there. And you got to hear it over and over. And that's me as a fan. How do you, as, the face of this franchise, how do you kind of take all that in? And then how, if at all, does it affect you as you move forward and try to get this team to the next level?
Yeah, I mean, I think for the longest time, I've kind of had these couple sayings that I've told myself is, one, they love you till they don't, right? And two, if you're good at what I do, right, there should be 31 other fan bases that don't like you, because that means you're probably beating them. So we do appreciate, people pulling for us, and I do too. But at some point, I hope it's flipped and they're telling us, not to win anymore. So that's our goal. So it's kind of a two-sided coin there. And again, we appreciate the support. I'm not saying that we don't. But just given the nature of our business, you kind of hope that it's the other way around.